Welcome to another edition of Autogeek Show Car Garage here in sunny Stuart, Florida. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and on this edition, we're going to take a look at electric car polishers, which we use to remove swirls, polish paint to high gloss, apply a coat of wax, and even remove a coat of wax if you want to. Now, there's a lot of different polishers on the market, and I'm going to go over the differences between the different types to better help you select the right polisher for your detailing project. So get ready to take some notes because we're going to be moving pretty fast. These are called DA polishers. Now, DA stands for dual action. And what that means is when you turn the polisher on, the pad's going to both rotate and oscillate at the same time. And that means the pad's going to make one big circle. It's going to make little circles inside of that circle. That's the oscillating action. And what that means is when you're buffing on your car, that's going to prevent you from putting swirls in the paint. Now, these dual action polishers also have another cool feature, and that's called the free floating spindle assembly. Now, if we can bring the camera in here real tight, I'm going to show you exactly what the free floating spindle assembly is. It's this component right here, and as you notice with my finger, I'm spinning this. It's under no tension at all. Now, this is where you'd apply your backing plate with a threaded stud right there. It would actually thread right into there. And what this does is when you're polishing, if you take and put too much weight onto the polisher, that it'll keep this from rotating, and that's what will keep you from burning the paint. So they're very safe to use, they're lightweight, they're also the easiest polisher there is to use. Very easy to learn how to use. Now, I have a variety here. I got the Meguiars, they make a dual action polisher. Griot offers a dual action polisher, and of course the Porter Cable. They've been offering a dual action polisher for quite some time now. Now, the Porter Cable comes with what's called a stick handle, and this is kind of convenient because you can take it out and switch the size depending if you're right-handed or left-handed. And the Griots and the Meguiars, they offer a hoop handle. So you have your choice of different types of tools, and they have different handles, different features. But something they all have in common is the on and off switch, conveniently located, so you can quickly turn the tool on, turn it off. They have a variable speed dial, and this enables you to turn the speed up, and you usually want the higher speeds for removing swirls and scratches, or you can bump the speed down to a lower speed, and you'd use the low speed to spread out a coat of wax, okay? Now, these tools are versatile in that they can be used to remove swirls, polish the paint to a high gloss. You can actually spread a coat of wax out with them, and if you want, you can actually take and put a bonnet on a pad and pull the wax off with those tools. I'm going to show you real quickly how to use this tool. Now, what you want to do is instead of putting the product on the paint, is actually want to put a little product right here on the face of the pad. So I'm just going to put a little polish on here. Just like that. And then again, I'm going to put the cord over my shoulder, and that'll keep me from marring the paint as I'm running the polisher. And then you don't want to turn this on until you've actually got the pad in contact with the paint. Now, otherwise you could throw product all over the place. So once you turn it on, then you're going to spread the product out over the area that you want to work. And you can do that rather quickly, and then you would slow down. And then just make overlapping passes by about 50%, and you can see how easy this tool is to use. And then use a crisscross pattern. And that's how you use the dual action polisher. And I've also got what they call a 3-inch mini polisher here. And I thought I'd just show you this real quickly because this is nice for putting wax on thin panels. And you can actually take, and let me show you something that's actually pretty cool. Here's a jar of Fusion. I'm just going to take and put the pad right inside there and just kind of blip the throttle, just like that. Then I can come up here and I got these thin panels, like this is called the A-pillar. Instead of rubbing this out by hand, I just let the tool do all the work for me. Bring it down here, put some wax on the mirror. So it's real handy for those hard to reach and tight areas or long thin panels. And that's the dual action polishers. Easy to use tools, versatile that you can remove swirls, polish paint to high gloss, put on a coat of wax, take off a coat of wax. This is called the Flex 3401 VRG. Now, this is what's called a forced rotation dual action polisher. Now, a DA polisher has a free floating spindle assembly. There's no tension on the pad, but this is forced rotation. And what that means, and I'm going to show you here, is when I rotate that pad over, it's automatically engaging the gear mechanism in here. That's because it's direct drive, kind of like a rotary, but it still oscillates at the same time. So it's going to make a large circle, like a DA polisher, at the same time, it's going to make a small circle inside that bigger circle. But here's what's key, is the orbit or the throw on this tool is quite a bit larger than a DA polisher. And what this does is it gives it more correction ability while still not putting swirls into the paint. Now I'm going to put some polish on here and turn it on so you can see this thing in action. And again, we're just going to put a little bit of product right here on the pad, and just like the DA polishers, I'm going to put the cord on my shoulder, and I don't want to turn this on until it's in contact with the paint. Then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spread my product out. I'm going to start working the product. You can see it's really easy to control. The key to using this tool is always keep the pad flat. Now, if you put too much pressure on just one edge of the pad, say you rock it from side to side, what's going to happen, because it's got that larger throw, it's going to try to walk away from you or towards you. I'll show you that. It's actually doing that all on its own. And so what this does is it actually teaches you to hold the pad flat. So it's kind of self-correcting. It's lightweight. It's variable speed. There's a variable speed dial right here. You can adjust this all the way up to 6. This is where you can really do some correction power. Listen to this. It's got a trigger lock, so you don't got to hold the trigger in the whole time you're buffing on a car. It's got a forward handle that's real convenient, ergonomically designed, and it's actually fairly lightweight with a powerful motor. So that's the Flex 3401 forced rotation dual action polisher. What we have here is called the Cyclo Polisher. Now, this was introduced in 1952, and ever since then it's been creating swirl-free show car finishes. And the way it works is it has dual counter-rotating, counterbalance heads which orbit in a random overlapping motion which duplicates fine hand polishing. Now, I want to show you something that's unique to this tool. So you have dual heads here, and at one level they free rotate. They spin under no tension. But if you grab the head, you can actually see that this is part of this is under tension, and that's where it gets its power from. So it has some power, but at the same time is very safe. Now, besides being able to get multiple different types of foam pads for this tool, you can also get different brushes for this tool. Now, you can get some very stiff brushes. These can be used for cleaning things like tile or grout, or you can actually get some really soft bristle brushes that are flagged on the end, and these are actually soft enough you could clean stains out of leather seats. And here's the cool thing, not only can you use this to create a show car finish on the outside of your car, you can use it on the inside of your car or around the house. Now let me show you how to use this. I'm going to take and put the cord over my shoulder, and I'm going to come up here and apply just a little bit of polish onto the face of the pad. And then we'll just do a little bit of polishing here on this black SS Camaro. Now, always put the polishers in contact with the paint before you turn it on. That way you won't throw splatter everywhere. Once you're in contact, go ahead and turn the tool on, spread the product out, and then you want to start making some overlapping passes, and you want to move the polisher back and forth in the crisscross pattern, just like this. Now that I've got it spread out, I'm just going to slow down, make overlapping passes by about 50%. I'm going to change directions, and you can see just how easy this tool is to use. It's very balanced, it's lightweight, it's got a forward handle, a rear handle, on and off switch conveniently located so you can turn it on with your thumb, and that's how the tool works. That's the Cyclo Polisher.